Get funky. Get game god. Get it game god. Get it game god. Get it game god. That's it. Welcome to the podcast.
We're in the podcast lounge.
We're in the podcast pre-cast. What do we call this? The
Pre-game lounge.
No, yeah.
What do we call it? I forgot.
Tailgating party.
No, it's not the tailgate. This is the
This is a pregame.
Yep,
Post-game. It's post-game.
It's not post game. This is the podcast lounge. Yeah. Welcome. Game God does the dancing and Magic Mike does the prancing. Welcome to the podcast, everybody. Thanks for joining us live on Facebook, on YouTube, wherever you're catching this stream at. Yeah. Get funky with it. This is where we perform all of our goodies, our hits. And if you stay with us long enough, you'll also get a little ASMR. Yeah, that's right. Magic Mike, give me a little ASMR, please.
10 minutes.
10 minutes worth. Okay. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Welcome to the podcast.
I'm just gonna loop that for the next 10 minutes.
All live listeners dropped immediately right after that.
What is
this?
I'm not ready for bed. Yeah.
Or to start my day.
Do you start your day with A-N-M? What is it called?
I don't know. Mike's the one who listens to it all the time.
ASMR, right?
Yeah.
I listen. You guys are stuck at Disney. Of all the places you're at Disney, you listen to ASMR.
Hey, let me tell you something. We listen to it every morning. It's called the alarm clock to get up for work.
Oh, yeah, beautiful sound. I love that sound.
Thank you. Yeah.
I personally listen to birds and pigeons, whistling in the morning softly.
I listen to Matlock.
Yes, you do. That is true.
Oh man.
Yeah. So we're here doing this podcast thing. You guys,
I was dancing.
You were dancing. Oh, you were dancing.
You were.
Get funky with it.
That's what you call it, but yeah.
Music's not on anymore?
No, the music stopped a while ago.
Oh, you see? No, he still hears it. Get it, Game God. There you go.
Oh man.
Magic Mike, anything to report? It looks like you're in a traveling mood.
I am in a traveling mood.
You've been everywhere.
I've been everywhere, man. Just a lot of traveling.
Everywhere, somewhere.
I can tell you one thing I'm looking forward to traveling to coming up soon that we're all going to be at, and that's Salt Lake City.
That's right. Salt Lake City. What's that? September the 22nd through the 24th, right?
Is that what it is? Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be soon. Pardon me as I enjoy a beverage.
Oh, look at that. Hey, sponsor of the podcast, the Tasty Beverage.
I know, as you can see, I had to cover up the logo.
Yeah, Tasty Beverage, sponsor of the podcast.
Oh, can we get? Do you think we could get some people, tuning in for just ASMR? Where they just tune in for, if we could do like a 30-minute show, we could do like 10 minutes a piece. We could do ASMR, and we could do it at night.
I think we could do it.
It'd be a different crew, a different crowd, but yes, we could.
I think we can do it.
Okay.
I think we do it. I think we can do it. I don't think we can do it.
Now, let me ask you this. Could we do a podcast of ASMR and see if that is successful as podcast or sci-fi?
Listen,
that work?
I'm gonna be. Can I be honest with you guys?
Thank you.
I think, and we've talked about this. We could do a podcast about anything. So yeah, I do believe that we can make it a podcast and be absolutely entertaining.
Okay. All right. Because
I like where he's going with this.
I like it. Yeah. All right. Can I get a raise, boss? I love it.
Yes.
Well, I guess we should start this podcast. Anyone ever seen what's that? Fix It Felix. What was he on? Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh, Wreck-It Ralph.
Wreck-It Ralph. Yes.
Yeah. I'm like the glitch lady, the glitch girl.
Penelope.
Oh yeah,
Penelope.
There we go.
Yeah, that's what I am. I glitch my little screen glitches every day.
That's your special power.
Yeah. I get ahead. That's how I get ahead. You know.
That's it.
Mine's is dancing.
Let me see it. Let me see it. There we go. One more time. That's for you. All right, King. That's all you get. All right.
Okay, Mike? Okay, Magic Mike, you all right over there?
Game
I'm
over.
telling you. If everybody could get on during the actual tailgate piece, that's when we come on so excited.
Yeah. That's true. What's up, Mike? What's up? Long time no see, man.
Hello,
man.
All right.
Boop, 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 boop.
Oh, that's him. He likes that.
There you
All
go.
right, I'll tell you
DJ
what we'll
Moose on the ones and twos.
DJ Moose. DJ Moose on the ones and twos. Now let's
yeah, boy.
I don't know what that means. Let's get this thing started. How about that? All right. I just need to do this. Mike, stick around. Batgirl movie has some new news for you. Cars 4. And how about some Cars shorts? Not what you think, but also Game of Thrones convention. Is that what's coming up? And a MultiVerses game. And of course, not to mention the Andor trailer. We've got to get this thing started. I don't know exactly how we get started, but we'll eventually get there. Somehow. We're still working out technical difficulties, I think, right? Game God? Tell me.
According to Wikipedia, a nerd is a person seen as overly intellectual, obsessive, introverted, or lacking social skills. Many so-called nerds are described as being shy, quirky, pedantic, and unattractive. We're here to prove Wikipedia right.
Oh, look who they let in.
This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. If it's fantasy, sci-fi, gaming, movies, interviews, we're talking about it. We're talking about it. This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, and here's your host, Moose, Game God, and Magic Mike.
Welcome to Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. Episode number 355. We've got DJ Moose on the ones and twos. We've got Dancing Queen Game God, and then we've got Prancer Magic Mike over there. Welcome everybody. Join us on Facebook Live or YouTube Live. Thanks for joining us. We're still trying to work out some of our technical pieces for our new studio, because sometimes that happens. You know, you try to get everything right. It works fine. Everything works fine right up until the moment you start to use it, and then it just doesn't work. Like the glitch, just like that.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
I'm telling you right now, what happens is that you start pressing buttons, and you get all kind of crazy stuff.
Yeah, you see, just like that. Boom.
Just like that.
You never know what you're gonna get. But we're here. We're talking about the sci-fi stuff that you want to talk about. I don't know what is where do we start in a week where there's not a lot happening? I tell you what did happen.
Okay.
We lost some cool people this week, and sci-fi.
Yeah, we did.
First of all, let me just say, Nichelle Nichols, who passed away this past week, or a couple of days ago, I guess. Man, Lieutenant Uhura, what do you do? I mean, we all face it at some point in time, but but certainly an iconic character.
Well, and here's the thing about that specifically, Moose, with her is that you have all these main characters, and she's a main character, but all like Captain Kirk, and you look at them and you go, okay, this is a big deal. But then Nichelle Nichols has always been like that person that you felt close to watching the show. It just was. You're like, she was there. She almost was like the leader behind the scenes in terms of what she was able to do, with giving information and doing the different things part of her role. So you always feel like I want to see Lieutenant Uhura on the show, absolutely, in the episode or even in the movie. And to see this, it really kind of it's really, like you said, sad and it's emotional because that she was part of everything that we knew about Star Trek.
Mm-hmm. The thing for me is, if you're playing the character that Uhura played in Star Trek in the Strange New Worlds series, like, do you feel like you now have to elevate your game even that much more to do it justice for her? So so when I thought about first of all, losing an icon like her, you can't replace that. Yeah. You really can't. She trailblazed. She what she was to the Star Trek universe is irreplaceable. And she will be missed in that aspect, as a person and as a character in the show. But what is Celia Rose Gooding, who plays her character, a younger version of her character in Strange New Worlds. Do you feel like she's at her shoes? She got even bigger shoes to fill with this character getting, even that much more, light, if we want to call it that.
I think you can kind of redefine characters as they pass away. I'm not saying just when they're alive. I think it's difficult to redefine them while they're alive. As if they pass, then there's no other option. Like there's no fallback plan except to redefine the character or do it justice somehow.
Well, I think that's a great point because that's exactly right. So on one hand, Game God, yes, I think there is a lot of pressure on you to make sure that you bring that actress and the character to life more. And to your point, Moose, there's also pressure to redefine it because you get that opportunity to create. And so I think it's a little bit of both worlds.
Well, we lost the voice to Ursula from The Little Mermaid in the Disney film. That was another one that's just obviously an iconic voice, a kind of character, but also another Star Trek alum. Oh goodness, his name just escapes me.
For Ursula?
No. Oh my gosh! And if you hadn't said anything, I could have said something too.
Anyway, I'll think of it in a minute. But that's two Star Trek, actors that we've lost, and then of course another Disney. I've always contended that these years, as they get closer to what we know these years to be right now, I think we'll lose more stars than ever over the next 5 years. I think we're going to lose a lot more because they're now celebrities. Back then, prior to that, celebrities weren't necessarily a huge thing. I think in this era, there's going to be a lot more that we'll lose, and it's sad times, but I guess that's just part of life, I suppose.
Father Time is undefeated.
Yeah, he is undefeated. He is undefeated. Okay, well, I don't want to dwell on all the undefeated Father Time pieces, but time has to go on. Tick, 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 tick. How about the Batgirl movie? So there's a Batgirl movie that was planned. It was already in the works. It was already being done. The word on the street was Michael Keaton was going to reprise his role as Batman in this particular film, which was, I don't know, I think it was a only streaming film, or I don't know if they were going to release it per se.
Well, I have some sources close to this Moose that I had to reach out to, and I tell you, first of all, I don't know what's going on in Warner Brothers. My sources said they like one day they're talking about they're going to put this movie in the theaters, the next day they're talking about they're going to put it on streaming, and then the next day you come to open the door and the door doesn't open. Listen, $90 million has been put into this movie.
Yeah,
wow,
$90 million. Some movies don't even make $90 million. I just want you to know
that's true.
Right? And as of now, with my sources here, they said that they're just not putting it out. They're not going to streaming. It's not going to theater. They're just putting it on the shelf indefinitely. And you mentioned there Michael Keaton. Here's what we know for sure, right? Leslie Grace was going to play Barbara Gordon. She's already in costume. They have her in costume. They had her film parts already. J.K. Simmons was going to be returning as Commissioner Gordon. That was confirmed already.
We are farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum. Yes.
Not a sponsor of the podcast. Michael Keaton was going to reprise his role as Batman, as well as Brendan Fraser was going to be the year one villain, Firefly.
Yeah, that was going to be interesting.
Yeah. So as of all of this, you got to cast, whether you want to say good or not. I mean, the person that was going to actually bring that to all together, I thought would have been Michael Keaton. Kind of, you see there.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, you have this movie pretty much done from what my sources are saying, and I don't know. They just said we're gonna pull the plug. It's not good. It's not a time. So I don't know what. I don't know if you heard your sources said anything different, Magic Mike.
Yeah, pull the plug, cancel the whole movie. Done.
Yeah,
Finito.
which is like that's the same thing I've gotten Game God in. So as Moose is, just it's finished, and that just what really baffles, as you pointed, $90 million piece, because you could have done something with that. And so maybe the issue is they had to put too much more into it, possibly. But nonetheless, if you go and go that far, do something with it.
Or was it just bad?
I don't.
I think it could have been just that bad where they go, it's just not worth it. We're spending way too much money. We spent $90 million. We're going to be in this for another 90 if we don't do it. You know what? Let's just cut our losses and be done with it.
Hey, I want to give you guys some. I want to give you guys some perspective here. Yeah, 90 million,
Okay.
right? What can you do with 90 million, right?
Oh, well,
Morbius, the Sony film Morbius, was made on an $83 million budget, and it still came out not once but twice, and they still did 100 and I believe 163 million worldwide, and that movie tanked. So listen, for you to say we can't make something happen with a $90 million budget, I beg to differ. Go watch Morbius.
Well, I guess to Moose's point would be this. So Morbius came to the theaters and people went to the theaters to see. If Batgirl is never going to be released to the theaters and only come to HBO Max, there really isn't much of a gain unless you get people to sign up for HBO Max again, or those who are new to it. So
what do you have to lose?
No, I'm just saying it because I think to Moose's point was only going to go to HBO Max. So if that was the piece just to be streaming, the $90 million you spent, you're not getting anything from it.
If it was going to go to the cinema, that would have been a waste of. That's a waste of money. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Hey, I want you to know, streaming you can still make money because apparently Netflix still does streaming. And let
me tell you how they do it. They keep raising their prices every year.
Yeah.
Well, whatever that may be, The Gray Man, which just came out on Netflix probably about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, it's a $200 million budget. $200 million budget for a Netflix only to streaming show. So you're gonna tell me even at 90 million, you can't make 90 million back on streaming?
Well,
something's wrong.
But they're raking in like $1 billion a month, though.
I was going to say it's a little different than HBO Max because you get Netflix users all the time, and you're also, like Moose said, you raise that price, and there's your money. That's all you got to do. Hey, we're going to raise it $2 this month. Okay, there's your budget. You just made your movie right there. HBO Max doesn't have that option unless they're going to raise it or they're going to get new people to tune in.
Yeah, to Game Guy's point, Morbius has only pulled in $73 million. In the theater, just saying that that's it couldn't even do it. They couldn't even, and that's not even the spending. I don't know what they spent on the budget for Morbius, but
Morbius 85 million.
They spent 85.
Yep,
they
85.
Didn't even get it back.
And worldwide, they did 165 worldwide, 75 domestic. So yeah, but to your point, Moose, at least they put something out. You don't put anything out, you make no money on nothing you put out. So at least would you rather lose 7 million or would you rather lose 90 million? I mean, you're gonna make something.
Lightyear only did like 117.
Yeah. So you'll make something. You'll make something if you put something.
I guess.
Just saying.
All right, that's enough Batgirl.
Yeah.
I wish I could have seen Keaton doing some stuff. They're gonna have to replace the Flash anyway. They're gonna have to redo that whole thing.
Oh yeah, yep.
By the way, this is the last season of the Flash in WB.
Yeah, season what, like 9 or so, right?
Yes, 13 episodes. They're not even doing a full season.
Who would have? That's not a full season. That's a weekend. Who would have thought that the Flash would have gone for 9 seasons? Honestly,
no. I think the better question, Moose, is who would have thought they would have been on for 9 seasons with the same Flash story. So that's the biggest. Hey, there's a speedster as a villain.
Yeah.
Speedster. Hey,
Reverse
reverse flash.
Reverse
Hey, reverse of the reverse flash. Hey, you know what?
Hey, we're gonna go change
Speedster.
time. Let's go back and change some time. Let's do that a
Hey,
couple times.
let's
do
call.
that every
Hey,
season.
we can't use reverse flash anymore. We've done it twice, so we're gonna just call him Speedster. You know what? No, Godspeed. Let's call him Godspeed.
That's
So,
funny.
hey, you know what's the sad part is that we all watched it back and forth again and again.
It doesn't matter. It was, you know what? It's as good as any superhero show that you're going to get on a weekly basis or bi-weekly basis anywhere else. So
And
that's,
Crisco made that show.
yeah, he was good, but he was off, I think, now, right? He's been off for a
Yeah,
couple
he's
of years,
gone.
right?
Yeah.
How about Disney? You're a fan of Disney? Cars 4 will be hitting coming. I don't know if it's. I would imagine to theaters. They did pretty good. 2023. Cars 4 is coming. There's also though coming to Disney Plus a new Cars on the Road. This is kind of Cars shorts is all it is. And there's supposed to be 9 of them. And who knows how long they'll be, potentially 10, 15 minutes a piece. But Cars shorts, kind of like they did with Maters. Remember they did the Mater shorts. And quite frankly, looking at the trailer to it, the focus is a lot around Mater too, though. I mean, obviously Lightning McQueen is there.
Right.
He's the
Well,
star.
I mean, he was the beloved character, really. Mater was. So, is this just to get people to be ready for Cars 4 since it's been so long? Is that what you think it is?
I think so. I think it's just to generate the buzz again, get them going. They still have the original actors for Cars 4. I think there's nothing wrong. I think the Cars movies were pretty darn good.
Oh, I agree. Absolutely.
So I have a different thought process on this. I think that the on the road spin-off / shorts, whatever you want to call it, I think this is their way to see if there's still an audience for Cars. And here's why I say that. Cars 3 was the lowest out of all 3 movies that it made in revenue.
Still a good movie.
Okay, hold on.
No, hold on, Mike. Slow down there. Pump the brakes. You're gonna hit the wall.
By the way, I would also venture to say that any third movie in a trilogy is not going to beat the number 1. So that's a given.
Well, that's my point I'm bringing up. And Game God stands
hold on.
What were the numbers?
I didn't finish. Wait, there's more. So I think this is an opportunity for one to your point that you just said, reignite the audience, right? Get some interest. Mm-hmm. This is also a way for them to introduce new characters without spending blockbuster budget on a movie and wondering if the characters will work. Because if the characters work in the spin-off on the shorts, then they could translate those characters into a Cars 4 and make it even bigger. So there's a twofold to this. So I think that they're checking the seed, they're checking the temp. I also think this is a good way to introduce new characters and not risk a high budget.
Okay, so what were the numbers for Cars 3?
I can tell you it wasn't better than Cars 1.
No. See, that's my point. You can't say, well, it wasn't as good as Cars 1. What were the numbers? Don't come with the conversation if you're not going to have the information.
Okay, go ahead and give me some elevated music, and I'll get you the numbers right now.
Well, I guess my only point is that's like saying, well, Empire Strikes Back didn't do as good as Star Wars. Well, that's just silly.
Or
the Return of the Jedi. It's just a silly.
I think it did better than Star Wars.
I think you're right. My point being is that if you're going to say, and I don't think the Return of the Jedi did as good as the original, but my point being is.
So here's your numbers. Cars 3 grossed in the box office $152 million in the United States. Okay, in Canada,
when was that?
This was whenever it came out back in 2017.
2017. Yep.
So total worldwide, $384 million worldwide. Right. On a budget of budget of 175. On a budget of 175.
That's not nice. That's not good. It's not good enough because it didn't beat the first.
But listen, Cars 2 did $560 million worldwide.
Okay. Well, I don't understand where we're going with your debate. It doesn't make sense.
Well, you're eventually going to break even or not make any money, so they don't know if Cars 4 is still going to make money. So I think they're just testing the waters. That's all it is.
You kidding me?
That's all I'm saying. Hey.
I don't even know. I don't even know what to do with this.
I give you a heart, man. Nigga, we still love you. We still love you.
The fact is that I think Cars 4 is going to make money, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. I don't know what the premise is, but I hope it's a good one. That's all I'm going to say. But Disney,
they go back in time, Back to the Future cars.
There's
a hoverboard. There's a hoverboard in there. It's gonna talk.
How about the MultiVerses game? Now, the Disney also has a MultiVerses game. Have you played any of that game, God?
So this just hit my radar this past weekend, right? But this is all fairly
Mm-hmm.
new. So they announced this game called MultiVerses, right? I'm
Mhm.
like, well, what was it? Multiverse? Maybe somebody typed it wrong. They announced it back in November. This is a WB franchise product.
Yes. Yep.
And what it is, the premise is exactly what it says: taking characters from different multiverses and creating them on a stage of a Smash Brothers type game. Right now, let me tell you, they're trying to steal a page out of Nintendo's handbook.
So you're not talking about the Disney universe. You're talking about the WB multi-universe game.
Correct.
Yeah. So with
Correct.
Batman and Shaggy and
Yep.
Scooby and
Yep.
okay.
Yep. So here it is. This is what really does the game well. The platform, that Smash Brothers Brawl type platform, does well. Party platform, anyone can pick up and go bash a couple buttons and good to go. And if you really get into it, you can really get good. There's tournaments around this. But what really drew my attention to this was the roster they have of people, right? And this is WB product. So they got Batman, right? They got Superman.
Right.
They got to have those guys. They got Wonder Woman. So okay, check. Justice League. Okay. Tom and Jerry, all right, is in there. Bugs Bunny is in there. Taz, Harley Quinn. And then it even gets more into some of the other properties, such as for those who know Finn the Human from
Adventure Time, yeah.
Yep. And then the Iron Giant. Even LeBron has made the character roster.
That's where the mistake was made right there. Yes.
So here's how they give you 4 rotating characters free that you can play. Obviously, it's a free to play game, so they get you by buying the characters.
Yeah.
So if you like the character, they buy the characters. You can win Wonder Woman off the start by just going through the story mode.
Yeah.
So it's one of those games where
right.
it's one of those games where you put the money into it. This is the model, But I believe it's going to be successful. It's on all the platforms right now, all the major systems, and it's on the Steam.
Uh-huh.
No, I agree. Absolutely. This is going to be wildly successful because it's just something different with that same twist, as you were saying, with Smash Brothers. Because when I saw the trailer for this, I thought, this is really cool. I liked how they're bringing the different characters because you could be anybody. But the only thing I'm concerned about would be what the powers are for these different characters, right? Because you have Bugs Bunny, so what's his power going to be? Talking. So the thing that makes it fun is they have so many different options, but you're going to have to see what characters can do what, and people are going to spend money. They will spend money. Somebody's going to want Superman, Batman. They're going to want these primo characters.
I think it's interesting how you can have Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman in the same game as Shaggy and Bugs Bunny, because obviously these guys' powers are huge. Or you have Arya Stark, which is that's a Game of Thrones character. Yeah. So how many Game of Thrones characters are they going to have in this particular lineup? Is it? I mean, look, are they going to have the Mountain in there?
Well, it's just funny you mentioned those kind of things. So they talk about characters that can make it to the game in the multiverse. So you mentioned Daenerys. They talk about that from Game of Thrones. The Hound. So those are some of the Game of Thrones characters. Wicked Witch of the West from The Wizard of Oz. 11 from Stranger Things, WB property.
Wow.
So they already talk about Daffy Duck, Marvin the Martian, Mad Max. So Black Adam, Godzilla. Yeah. Those are some of the things there. Gizmo from the Gremlins. Samurai Jack, Powerpuff Girls.
Is that fair to put these people up against Bugs Bunny? I mean, do we want to see?
When you look at the Smash Brothers games, it's the same thing. You put in Link from The Legend of Zelda against Mario. I mean, Link could tell Mario up.
Yes.
So speaking of all these Game of Thrones characters, there's of course a Game of Thrones official fan convention coming to Los Angeles in December of this year. It was moved from February to December. And as I look at it, I go, well, is it, and this is kind of on the back end of the new show, because you have the new Game of Thrones prequel coming out with Matt Smith and all this other stuff. Well, I'm thinking, okay, is this going to spark a revival for the Game of Thrones characters? And are they going to start doing some other Game of Thrones conventions, or is this kind of a one-off? as I look at the lineup so far, there's not much of a convention.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, you've got. I'm going to name people that you Magic Mike. You may not know them. I know Game God, Theon Greyjoy. He's going to be there, right? I'm going to name their character in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, yeah. I can give you the actor name if you want it, but go ahead.
No, it's okay. I don't need it. And then you have his sister, Yara Greyjoy. Remember she was there. So I go, okay, is that enough for a convention? No. So you have some Podrick, which is he wasn't that big of a character. I mean, he was there, but wasn't big.
Come on, man. Give me something better. Give me something better. Give me some meat on the bone.
Tormund, the reddish beard fighter.
Well, he's a fan favorite. He is a fan favorite.
No, that's right. So that now all of a sudden I say, okay. Or how about Joffrey? The
notorious
boy king.
Listen, argumentably the worst villain or the baddest villain on the show. A lot of people hated him.
A lot of people hated him. I think I'd love to meet the guy because I think that would be kind of cool. So so we got some there. Hodor, fan favorite again. Fan favorite, right? Bran Stark, not so much. I'm good. But they just announced Jon Snow to come.
Yes. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So, what was the name again? Jon Snow is there? Okay, sign me up. I'll be there.
Yeah. So that's the biggest name I think they have so far. And I'm wondering, are they going to pull down more big names like Kit Harington? I mean, I'm not sure, but who would you want to see show up there? You'd want to see the Hound? Because I would.
I want to see the Hound. I want to see the Mountain too.
The Mountain, sure.
I'd like to see Daenerys.
Yeah. But see, that's the kind of stuff. How about any of the obviously Targaryens? We might see some of the from the new show. But yeah, but I'm thinking of all of the what's his name? Jamie. Like
the Lannisters.
The
Lannisters always paid their debt.
That whole cast of Lannisters I want to see there, from the dad to the brothers to the sister. I want to see them. That would be a pretty cool convention.
Well, so listen, you had mentioned that you're wondering if this is a one-time thing. I mean, we know Supernatural had their own convention for a while,
sure,
and so I think that this is similar to what Game God may have been talking about cars earlier. I think this is a test to see what they're going to get, because looking at some of these photo opportunities in terms of what it's going to cost, some of them can be pricey, as typical. But I think they're going to see what they can get and where they can go further with it. Because if they're successful, especially with the new one coming out, I think they're going to continue to do a Game of Thrones fan convention. I think they will.
I think I'm on the opposite page of this. I think this was announced to happen a year ago. This was supposed to happen February.
Yeah,
and HBO canceled it because of probably because of the COVID.
Right.
And now they're getting around to it. I think that this is gonna be big. I think that this is just the first name of people coming in. Look at Rob in the house. I think this is just the first round of people coming, and I think as they secure more characters, I wouldn't be surprised to see Emilia Clarke or Daenerys herself there. I think they could. And then I think if the show that comes out in September, if House of Dragon, when it comes out, is a hit, which we're anticipating to be a hit, this is gonna blow up. I believe this is gonna blow up, and I believe this is going to be something that they can do every year, as long as there's some kind of property of Game of Thrones on the air. I think that this is going to be big.
Yeah. Hey, this is a special announcement for Rob in the chat room there. You see, Rob, I wore my other baseball hat today.
He went from one bad team to another. Man,
this is my Fenway Park hat.
Yeah, and I think this will be big as well. And I guess that's what I was trying to say, is I think this will be successful. I think this is going to be a test. But the question will be, will they be able to change locations? Will it? Because right now it's in Los Angeles. So are they going to say, hey, let's branch out and try different places? Or do you think they'll keep it in Los Angeles every year?
Well, originally it was ticketed for somewhere else. I
Vegas.
don't remember. Las Vegas. Yeah.
Mm.
So Magic Mike, that's right up your alley. You should have been there in February. We should have known about it.
Mike
But,
told him to cancel it because he wasn't going to be able to go.
Oh,
So
I
they-
see. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes
Magic Mike said, "Listen, I got other obligations at the time, so I
Did he
won't be able
move
to
it?
make
Yeah,
the schedule." And then they moved it to December. My concern is the date, December 9th to the 11th. We all know, based on our history of going to cons and everything, December is not a
Those are
good
low,
con
those are
month.
low cons. Yeah.
Yeah, it is
Oh,
not.
they
It's
match
not a
to
good
it.
con month.
Yeah, but maybe in Las Vegas, that in Los Angeles, they don't really care about that because that's the kicker. It's going to be in LA, so it's not like they
They probably got a good price for the venue.
Yeah,
Probably right.
of course, but they're there already. So
Yeah,
for what it's worth.
Exactly.
All right, well, let's move on. How about Andor? Andor was released, and the trailer was released for Andor. Magic Mike, what was your thoughts? Give us a little tidbit, a little taste of Andor and your opinion on that.
So for what when I looked at this, it said it was the full trailer. I'm not sure what that means. So it said we're releasing the full trailer, and it's a good 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
But as I'm watching this, and maybe they were trying to say, hey, listen, we showed you something before. We want you to get involved because along with the trailer piece, they've moved the release date. And that's not always a good thing. And so I think what they're trying to do is get you to be hyped to watch it and be ready. Say, hey, we didn't release it when we said we're going to release it. It's coming out in September instead. So here you go.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, I was excited to see it when I watched it from the beginning of the trailer to the end, because this is a series and it may only be, I think, a one run series.
Yeah.
One season. Yeah, especially with you're going to have some of these actors, they're just not going to do it again, I don't think. But you get Saw Gerrera, which I didn't realize. I couldn't remember it's been so long. It seems like I've seen the Andor trailer. When I saw this, and I'm like, this is awesome. I want to see Saw Gerrera more full because he's going to be more involved versus what he was with Rogue One.
Yeah.
And so this will be exciting. I was really the special effects were great. It's something that we're used to seeing with Star Wars. It felt like it was a true Star Wars TV show coming on, and similar to what we might have gotten or we did get from Rogue One when we talked about that being like a Firefly feel or something along those lines, a true sci-fi Western type of deal. And so I love the way it looks. I'm excited to watch it. I just wish it would have come out when it's supposed to.
Yeah, what's going on, Kenny? I gotta tell you, so I'm looking at stills. I haven't gotten a chance to see the trailer yet.
You want to? Can we watch it? Can we watch it right now? Would that be all right?
Yeah. Listen, can you get it on there?
I can do that. So save your thoughts. For those who
Okay.
haven't seen it, we'll just put it up here. I think it's a 2-minute trailer, so bear with us. And then those listening on the podcast app, I won't give you all of that. We'll pause the podcast feed, and then we'll just go live and come back, and we'll be talking again. So, so for those watching on live feed, let's take a look. Let's see. You never know what you're going to get with these pieces here. Hold on. Here we go.
Oh, I like this so far. Can we commentate?
I guess you could if you wanted to. I would have left it on the podcast if you were going to commentate.
To steal from the Empire? To just walk in like you belong? They're so proud of themselves. I like that. So fat and satisfied. They can't imagine that someone like me would ever get inside their house. Cassian Andor. The Empire is choking us so slowly. We're starting not to notice. What I'm asking is this. Wouldn't you rather give it all to something real? I need all the heroes I can get.
For the greater good.
Call it what you will.
Let's call it war.
There's fermenting out there, son. Pockets of fermenting. You're in my net. Are you a fish? Or are you a thief? You're slipping. I'm not slipping. I've just been hiding for too long.
As long as everyone thinks I'm an irritation, there's a good chance they'll miss what I'm really doing.
What are you really doing?
This is what revolution looks like.
I'm tired of losing.
Wow.
Yeah. So first of
Wow.
all, let me just say that thing looks incredible. I mean, it just literally looks. It looks like. Okay. Let's come back. So it looks incredible. It looks powerful. It looks as good as Rogue One. It looks like it's telling a story that we want to see, a Star Wars story, and that is incredible to me. It gets me super excited.
So you know a trailer's good when you're anxious to speak over someone else. I gotta tell you, you said you took the words right out of my mouth. I'm watching this and I feel like this is a continuation. I guess is what they intended of Rogue One, right?
Right.
I feel
Well, a prequel to Rogue One.
yeah. So it's connected, right?
Yeah.
And as I watch this, I love the fact that they show you a lot and they show you nothing, right?
Mhm.
So, and what I mean by that, they show you a lot. I mean, you got your iconic
just
TIE
said that,
fighters
yeah.
and the Star.
Correct.
This,
Right.
you know, yeah. So, but then they don't show you anything because all you know is like this is the start of the rebellion, you know, and this is how it's building it up. But they got so many. It seems like they have so many pieces that are going to come together and really, to your point, Moose, tell a true story, right? We've always heard like the shell of the story, right? The Rebel Alliance and the Empire and it's pure good, pure evil, blah blah blah. So you heard that, and that fed us for years on years on years. Now we're getting the details. Now we're getting the inner workings. And when I saw that opening scene where they show like the what do you call that? Like it looks like that the house. You know, like the chairs and everything, like where
The Senate?
Palpatine is.
Yes,
the
yeah,
Senate.
yeah. The senator, yeah.
That gave me goosebumps because I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what goes on there. You know
You
what's
know what
gone.
happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
So listen, Rob Clark said it in one word. Wow.
Well, what you get to see also, to your point, is Caspian, because we talked about him before. Do we want to see him as a character more? And we weren't sure. We're like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to see him in his backstory. But the way he comes into this, which is I'm coming into to sneak in to the dark side here and become part of them to learn what they do, Imperial Guard, whatever he becomes. And so he's a spy basically. And so that part is cool. That part is interesting. It's something that we do want to know. And also we want to know a little bit more, but not too much, about Mon Mothma. So we get to see her in this and where she starts out. So I think that them doing this as a one series season is going to be perfect. And this, like I was saying, this looks like what we wanted, we get from Rogue One, the same piece of it. It's great. I don't know why they were pushing it out, but it's September 21st now. But man, it's exciting.
3 episodes on September 21st. So it's you're getting the episodes that you would have gotten when it released anyway. So they just put it all in one shot.
It's true.
It looks so good. I'm excited to get that, and it is a replacement for a lot of the movies that we won't be getting, but also it adds to the lineup that we liked so much from Kenobi, from Rogue One. I mean, we fans loved Rogue One so much they wanted more, and they're delivering. Someone's delivering in a right way. It appears that way to me, and I'm excited to see it.
What is that? What is that? What do you got there?
So this is a product, really a product. This is a pre-screening, so to speak, of a product that'll be coming out for Podcast for Sci-Fi. Anyway, so that's kind of cool, right? Do you like that, fellas?
Yeah, listen,
that's incredible. I love it.
That's impressive. I want to go on record here. That's better than the trailer we just saw.
I'm not sure.
I'm going to agree.
This will actually be on some shirts that we have. It's a pretty cool piece. And,
hey, Rob, there's your shirt. It's coming.
Boom! Look at that. This Podcast for Sci-Fi. And just to make it good,
hey, that's when you know it's good.
That's just a sneak peek of what's coming. But okay, well, that's listen. In a week where not a lot is happening, that's a lot to talk about. It's a lot to look forward to. I'm not sure what our next release is of our of movies and shows. Anybody have any ideas what's coming?
She-Hulk.
next? Is that our first one? She-Hulk?
She-Hulk. Yes, She-Hulk is this week, I believe.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Well, we have some stuff to look forward to in the coming months. We will. No. Listen, Rob, on the front of that shirt we were just talking that we just showed. There'll be the symbol, and it's gonna be pretty cool. I'm just saying. And by the way, those words are opening line of the show. I don't know if you got a chance to see that. But actually, we'll leave the air with that particular photo.
I just want, for clarity purposes, so I don't get bombarded with emails. She-Hulk is August 17th. It's I Am Groot. That's next August 10th.
Okay, yeah, okay.
The shorts for I Am Groot.
Well, there'll be some stuff too on the radar to come up with. There'll be some other stuff that we'll be linked to, and some of the stuff that appeals to us. We'll be talking about. That's what we do. And again, like Magic Mike mentioned, we'll be in Salt Lake City September 22nd to the 24th for Fan X. That'll be coming. If you're in Salt Lake City and you're listening, come check us out. We'll have some cool gear there and probably some giveaways as well. Considering that cons have not gone the way that we think they're going to go, I'm really hoping for no mask over there in Salt Lake in this particular one, because I'm a fan of no mask. Because cons like to make you wear a mask.
You're not wearing a mask now?
No, I'm not. I'm in a it's a
hermetically sealed.
Yeah, exactly. Hermetically sealed room. It's no need for a mask inside this room.
You're in a Bacta tank.
Yeah, I love your pronunciation.
That's right. Tatooine.
Tatooine. Listen, next week, guys, we'll be doing something again. Come back, come see us. Exciting news happening. Don't be afraid to join us. Because
I was just leaving.
We love that.
Nerd alert, nerd alert, nerd alert, nerd alert.
You've been listening to Podcast for Sci-Fi with Moose, Game God, and Magic Mike. Nerds have more fun. If it's anything sci-fi, we're talking about it. We had fun, and we hope you did too. We have to split, but we'll be back soon. In the meantime, hit us up at podcastforsci-fi.com. This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. Come to life.